What's up, all you Kevins? I'm here in my buddy's shop, John Parker, and we're hanging out. We're talking about what's going on in his crazy world of Mustangs. And John, I really appreciate you having me, man. This has been a super fun trip, going from Carlile, driving here 8 hours, hanging out with you guys. You guys have some really cool stuff, and I appreciate you having me out.
I appreciate you coming out here and
yeah,
let the world see what we're doing out here in Massachusetts.
You guys can't even see on the camera, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 more on the other side of the camera. All right, tell us what you got here, man. This thing is really nice. And what strikes me first off is the white with the black and yellow. I don't think I've ever seen this before.
No, this car, no.
I mean, this color.
This combo, no.
Like, I don't think I've seen anybody try that before.
It might have been done with the 84 turbo cars only.
It was similar. Was it yellow though, or was it a little more orange? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like it. It's super cool.
Yeah. So this is an 83 actually. It looks like an 85. You know, with the moldings and the nose. I did not do the initial build on it. This car was built by Rob Maurice out of Connecticut. It was his car all through high school. It was originally a black car. It's had an extensive metalwork done on it, but he did a beautiful job. It's got a 331 single comp turbo on it, ceramic ball bearing, twisted wedge heads. It rips. Systemax intake. I just love the car. It's my absolute favorite car. I'm never going to sell it.
You've had this car, you said, what, 15 years?
No, not quite. Maybe 9.
Oh, 9?
Yeah,
okay.
but it's...
That's a long time for you.
That's a really long... That's an eternity for me. The one I've had for 15 years is the Saleen over there.
Yes. That's right.
But this one, I'm just absolutely in love with. There's not enough money in the world to buy it. Rob's been trying to buy it back since we got it. And I know he loves the car because I do. And
so the interior, you got what? You got some Recaros you're going to be using?
Recaros, yeah, they're over there. They're out because we just put a Holly Terminator system in this and a 4E fuel system, different ignition. We're doing moving a lot of stuff around. We got the ignition box and all, and the methanol and the rear seat delete. We're trying to keep all the electronics back there. Putting in some more modern electronics. When Rob built it, he put the Mega Squirt in it. And like I said, he did a beautiful job. We're just trying to bring it into 2024 a little bit. Yeah, custom center caps and all. It's got a Boss block, all forged rotating assembly. Viper T56 that we had an input shaft made for. All custom drive shaft. I just love this car.
I can see why. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
You got a few pictures laid out here.
Yeah, this is what the car had looked like initially. This is the extensive work that Rob did. He did a roof on it, cowl, frame rails, quarter panel. He really stripped this down to absolutely nothing. You know, it was a very rusty car, but he replaced everything. If it was me, I wouldn't have fixed the car, but it had sentimental value to him, and he did it. But I'm glad he did because I just love it. Saleen ground effects, ASC wing, and TSW wheels, that center caps that Rob had made up. So
sweet car. Can't wait to see it finished.
Yeah, it's going to be finished soon. I was hoping it was going to be ready for Carlile, but
Motor City Fox Fest, huh?
Motor City Fox Fest is the goal.
There you go.
And yeah, and then we got a couple other over here. We got this is my son's Thunderbird, 84 Thunderbird Turbo Coupe. We actually got this car out of a field in Suffield, Connecticut. The previous owner had bought it off the original owner, and the original owner was a 90-year-old, 80-pound woman from New York. And she didn't put any wear in the seats at all. But the kid that we got it from put a Stinger ECU in it and could never get it running right. So I bought the car out of a field, and it was literally covered in cow manure. They were spraying it, and it was the smelliest car we ever bought. I put a wiring harness in it and cleaned it up. But the most beautiful interior I've ever seen in one of these for an early car.
Really?
And take a look. You'll be surprised.
Yeah, let's check it out. Open the door for us.
All the piping is still there on the seats, and that's because the woman who bought it new was a tiny little thing and didn't wear it out.
Absolutely is. Very nice.
So plans for this, I really don't know, but I'm trying to push my son into doing a Gen 3 Coyote in it.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
Yeah.
You got one oddball over here, but she's a real looker.
Yeah, that's a 31 Plymouth PA Roadster. Definitely out of our wheelhouse, but my grandfather had one when we were kids, and we used to ride around in the rumble seat. And this car came out of Detroit, and it's a concours show winning car that we got for a good price. And now my 3-year-old uses that as a jungle gym. It's one of his favorite things to climb around. They don't make them like they used to. These cars had style, but.
All right, now we got
back
this.
to the Foxbodies.
Got this beautiful Saleen here.
Yeah, this is an 88 Saleen, number 40. It's been modified a bit. It's got a 351 Windsor, GT40 intake, pretty healthy motor, big radiator. It's got an 03 Cobra T56 in it, so it's a 6-speed car as well. And just a nice car. It came out of California. This one came from Rust-Free Rides as well. And it's not perfect. The interior is not perfect, but that makes it nice to drive.
Yeah, open it up. Let's check it out.
It's got the DP5 wheels, you know, similar to the ones that came on the SSC. But this one's a runner and a driver, and we put some miles on it since we got it. It's not so perfect that you can't enjoy it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
now these are the correct wheels that it came with?
No, they are
okay,
not.
I was
But
say, I didn't think so.
These could be bought through Saleen. They're the American Racing DP5, the same wheel that came on the SSC. And I think they look great on the car. My father would like to see the original basket weaves back on it, but I kind of think they make the car. It makes it a little more unique, you know?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So we're enjoying that one.
Sweet.
Yeah. And then over here, this is one we just picked up at Carlile just over the weekend. And it was built to American Iron Extreme specs, but never raced in American Iron Extreme. It was raced though. I don't know where they raced it, but it's got a 3-link in it, which is kind of cool. You see that arm coming through the rear floorboard there in front of the battery. You can probably see it right through here. Kind of unique. Full cage, and this is it's a 302 car, but it's got a Vortex supercharger, Holley Systemax intake, heads, X303 cam. Put down 400 horsepower. We got dyno sheets with it, but I think it could make a little more, but that's plenty in a lightweight car. Mm-hmm. And I think we're going to do a General Tire Saleen race car clone out of it.
Nice. That'll be awesome.
Use it for advertising for the business. Maybe you can write it off, right?
There you go.
But yeah, I want to get it all wrapped and try to get a little track time on it.
Sweet.
Before I get too old to get in it and do it, right?
Definitely, dude. Yeah, you got a great start to this thing.
Yeah. This is, somebody did all the hard stuff, you know? We just got to make it our own a little bit.
Yep. And it's like matching colors, like twinning over here.
Yeah, of the 88 next to it. But yeah, you can see that 3-link coming through there, and pretty cool setup.
Definitely.
Can't wait to see how it handles. Now this car's got a story.
Yes, it does.
And it looks pretty awful right now, but it does clean up pretty nice. 88. Gee, I'm forgetting the number because I'm on camera, but let me get it for you. Yeah, 88 139. I own this car 3 times. I bought it in 2004. The original owner had passed away, and I bought it from the estate. And it was all stock except for some aluminum heads, a couple braces. The guy autocrossed it a little bit. And in 2006, I sold the car. It went out to Pennsylvania. The guy took it all apart in baskets, had the car painted, and then left it outside for 13 years with no glass. And
Jeez.
You can see if you look at the steering column where it's all faded there, that's the one piece that we left in the car just to remind us that it had been out for 13 years in the elements. So I sold it to the guy in Pennsylvania. he sat on it for 13 years, moved to New Hampshire, and he called me and asked me if I wanted to buy it back. I hadn't seen the car in 15 years or something, and I bought it sight unseen for a great price. And then I promptly sold it the next day, or next 3 days. I ended up selling the car. It went down south. BJ Adams ended up with it. He put it all together, and I ended up buying it back from BJ and driving it from his house in North Carolina or South Carolina, wherever he lives. And so now it's back home, and might keep it for a little while this time after we do a little work on it. It needs a couple moldings and little paint work here and there, but
what did these seats come out of?
now these are Recaros. This car came with flow fits, but these are actually what's that? I can't remember their name, but they're out of Malaysia.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So,
Gotcha.
so these seats BJ had bought for another project, and he figured they were pretty fitting in it, and put the wrong back seat in as well. But it's a comfortable driver with these seats. I like the Recaros better than the flow fits for comfort.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
Get rid of the rocks.
one day it'll have Recaros back in, or flow fits back in it rather. But
Flow fits look cool, but they're not comfortable.
yeah, but we're just glad to have it back, and I think we'll keep it for a little while this time.
Definitely. It's a cool car, man. I love the color.
Yeah. So this is a one of one, only because this car originally came with cruise control. In 1988, you couldn't get the Momo wheel with cruise control in the Saleen, not until 89. So this car came with a stock LX steering wheel in it from Saleen. And so it's got a Momo in it now, but that's not original to the car. You don't see too many 88s that came with cruise control in the Saleen world because everybody wanted the Momo wheel.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so
What do we got here? What's this one?
this is an 89 GT. This is another one that came from California, rust-free rides. It's basically a drag car without a cage. It was owned by a Holly rep most of its life. So
Got really nice paint.
yeah, really nice paint. It's a 38,000 mile car. No heater box, no air conditioning, but it's a 331 with Canfield heads. It's got a big nitrous plate that's not hooked up anymore, but car ran high tens, I believe, motor only. Very comfortable, easy to drive car. And I don't know what we're going to do with this one, how long we're going to keep this one, but it's an
What's this thing got, a C4 in it or something?
No, it's got a Freddie Brown AOD, but it's got 4R70W internals and an AOD case. And it shifts beautiful. The car drives nice on the highway. Got a lot of get up and go.
Yeah, we took it out for a spin yesterday.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah, bright red, porno red interior, whatever they're calling it now. But very clean. It's got the Holly digital dash in it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, definitely a purpose-built car.
All right, moving on. We got
Moving
this
on.
little Calypso here that you picked up at Carlile.
Yeah, we picked this up at Carlile, just did a couple things to it, and we're going to try to find it its forever home.
There you go.
So this one probably won't be here too long, and we got no plans at all except for to sell it. But it's
There you go.
But it's a pretty looking car while it's here, you know.
There you go.
And we do have some SNs here. This is my dad's car. How do you get the hood open? Just a Cobra Pace Car with a Vortex supercharger, aluminum heads. We hardly drove this one at all. He bought it out in Boston with blown head gaskets, fixed the motor, never got it tuned, and really never driven it. But here it sits. And we bought it because it's a pace car and, you know, it's future collectability.
Sure.
But they bastardized it a bit. It had a stalker front end on it. We changed out when we got it, but we're just working it back to original. We got the original gauge cluster. Gonna get rid of all that and just try to make it all stock, and except for the engine, of course.
Those are the wrong sites for two, aren't they?
Yeah. So somebody had a Cervini's body kit on it that we're in the midst of taking apart. We're gonna put the original pieces back on it.
Nice. Now I want to know about this car. I like this car.
Now this car's got a bit of a history too. I've owned this car at least 15 years. It was originally a black and gold Saleen 89 number 346. The previous owner had painted it silver, put some black stripes on it, and he drove it out of the body shop without a hood latch, and the hood promptly flew up and destroyed the cowl and the roof. I fixed it and put another engine in it. We had a Holly Terminator in it a couple weeks ago, but we pulled it out for the Capri. It's going to be Kenny Bell supercharged. I've always run the car NA, but it's ugly. It needs a lot of help at this point. But this is another one that I'm never going to sell because it's so far gone from original that not a lot of value except for to me. Yeah, it does have some cool features though. It's got a Kenny Brown street cage in it when Kenny Brown worked with Saleen to do their cages, so it kind of belongs in the car. The flow fits are recovered in black and gray leather. And fun car to drive, all tubular suspension.
The side bars are my favorite.
Yeah, nice low bars on the cage. But this is another one. All my stuff tends to sit for years and not get done. It's kind of like what they say, a carpenter's house is never done. The best feature on this car is the speed lines. And I do have the correct center caps for them. They're just not on it now. And all through the years that I've had this car, I never thought much about the speed lines. And now they've really grown on me. And I don't think they imported many sets. I don't want to quote them on a number, but it was less than 20 sets were brought in by Saleen and sold through the catalog. They never came on any of the cars from Saleen.
Super cool. I love those wheels.
Yeah, it's been sitting a while. And then
another beauty right here.
Yeah, this one here is 95, number 90 S-351 R code. And it's got 291 miles on it. I had 289 yesterday, but we took it for a ride. Put a couple on it. Original tires. The car's just beautifully clean, like new. Still smells new. The only modifications done to this car is the supercharger was replaced with an S trim, whereas it came with an A or a B trim. I have the original blower, not off of this car, but off of another 95 Saleen.
And it's a V2.
Yeah, so this is a V2. It came with a V1. The original owner put that on because the V1 was so loud. You know, the gear charger made a big whine. And yeah, it's got the typical intake rubbing the hood, just the way they came from the factory. But absolutely bone stock down to the catalytic converters. The original tires have 100% tread on the back. And as we saw yesterday, they don't hook up worth a, you know, they're a little hard from sitting, you know.
No, this is a gorgeous car.
Yeah, this is my prized possession. I don't enjoy it so much though because you can't drive it. You know, it's kind of more like an investment, and that's really not my style. So this one might be up for sale soon, just because I could buy a lot of cars that I could enjoy with the money I'll get.
Right. Let's see the interior. It's gorgeous on this car.
Yeah, the driver's seat's got a little wear, not much, just from. I personally have sat in this car over 100 times, making vroom vroom sounds, but it doesn't have much road work.
It's one car I haven't sat in.
Yeah.
I love these headrests.
Yeah, I love the headrests. You got to be careful not to let kids stick their fingers in there. Yeah, I wish they could smell this car through the camera.
Oh, yeah. That black leather smells brand new in here.
Yeah.
See if I can get a zoomed in shot. $291 miles.
Yep. 289 sounds cooler. Yeah, but an absolutely original car. No paintwork ever done. And damn near flawless.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah,
I love the wings on these. And you have another wing for that.
I
You
have the SR wing for it as well. Already painted on another trunk lid, so it's kind of like a transformer. You could put different parts on it. I think the SR wing only belongs on these cars. It's so tall and obnoxious. It just looks funny on any other ones. You can see it up there on top of the forklift.
I love these wings.
Yeah, I do too.
They look super cool.
I think it would look super cool on that car, but I just can't bring myself to unbolt the trunk lid, you know?
Yeah.
But this car also has the Borla machine gun tip exhaust and the Alcon big brakes up front. And the brakes on these cars, on the earlier cars, were a little different than the 96 and up. It's pretty impossible to find rotors for them. Saleen had to move the position of the caliper because on the earlier race cars, the brakes were catching the strut boot on fire, you know? So they moved it around a bit.
I love that exhaust. It's super cool.
Yeah.
Very unique.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, we got a little bit more over here.
Yeah, so this is just a GT 500 clone that we're converting over to a 6-speed from an automatic, and another one that isn't going anywhere fast. It's supposed to be a driver for my dad, but it's been sitting here almost a year. So,
And then an old one over in the corner.
Yeah, no, this is another one of my dad's. This is a '67 Fastback, and it was owned by the service manager at Marcotte Ford in Holyoke, Mass. And so he bought the car, plain Jane. It's not a GT. You can see
now that is what is unique about this car.
Trailer hitch.
Noticed that.
Yeah, so the first owner of the car, he put everything you could stick on this. Like, this is a car 20 years ago, we would have said, oh my God, why did they do that? You know, it's not a Shelby. It's not a GT. But here's the real cool piece. He put a Boss 302 engine in it that they bought, you know, brand new from Ford. And they put that in 1972. The car has been parked since 1976. We bought it about 3 years ago with a locked up engine. I got the engine freed up, got the car running. We're converting it to disc brakes because it had drum all around. And it's another one that's just sitting. My dad doesn't want to sell this one either. He sold a 68 a few years ago and really regretted it and wanted another early fastback. So we'll get around to this one too, but it's got a top loader 4-speed, and they didn't just stop on the outside with all the extra stickers and stuff. If you look in here, it's a Boss 302, it's a Cobra, it's a Shelby, it's a GT 350, it's got the ribbon tack. So it's stuff that I would have took off the car the first day a few years ago, but something about it's just kind of cool now, you know?
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And every one of the cars that the guy had when we went there, we bought a 66 convertible he had as well. And
I can't get over the trailer hitch though.
Well, he had a trailer hitch on every car. And so he told us
he was cruising the American countryside like the ad was saying.
He used this car to tow his trailer to the dump. So this car was used for dump runs. I thought that was pretty cool. So we're probably going to leave the trailer hitch on in case we need to go any dump runs.
I like the
Steeda body kit.
Got the Steeda body kit here hanging out.
That's not mine. I picked that up in Carlile for my buddy Mike Jensen. He's a collector of cool old stuff like that, particularly wheels. And a buddy of his from Canada had the kit, and we met him at Carlile and brought it home for Mike. And there it sits.
There you go.
I was never a fan of the body kit when they came out, but now that they're so old, it's kind of growing on me, you know?
And then the last one over here, you got another little Saleen.
Yeah, this is my personal daily driver that I haven't got a chance to personally daily drive because it's had catastrophic engine failure repeatedly. People are telling me to burn this car to the ground, but I'm going to win. And we had it running last week, but it wasn't building oil pressure properly because we got the wrong oil pump gears in there. So the correct oil pump is sitting there, and once you go home, we're going to bust this out. It's registered and insured in the air conditioning works, so I want to get it out on the road. But this car had every Maximum Motorsport part you can think. trick flow twisted wedge heads, a Vortec JT trim blower. It had made 625 horsepower, and we're hoping it'll make 700 this time around.
Nice.
I'm actually hoping it just stays together and I can drive it. But it's got a Cobra seats covered in black Alcantara. Couple cool little pieces like the carbon fiber armrest made by K&K Customs. Kevin Kyle made that. He does beautiful work. The other carbon fiber on it is not his work. It's not so beautiful, but I really like that piece. And it's got the anniversary edition Cobra wheel covered in Alcantara, methanol injection, Brembo brakes. It's just a great driving car from the little I have driven it. I kind of wanted to buy a car that we could, tour around a bit, in comfort. And you're gonna see this one at Motor City Fox Fest for sure.
Nice.
I already made the reservation, so it's gotta be ready. That's how we do it.
Well, you have quite the collection. This is John Wheelman Diesel's car right here, which we've done a video on. He's over there hiding. Go check that video out if you want. But hey, man, this is an exceptional collection. What a lot of fun we've had. Thanks so much for having me out and to showing us all your cool toys.
All right, thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Nice.